How should founders think about control versus cash in the early stages, especially when term sheets come with board seats, veto rights, and hidden strings? Is there ever a smart trade-off, or does it always backfires?
Uh, no, but you need to keep balance. I would say that
Mm,
I like your word trade off. I would probably say balance. Like you've got to do your very best to keep this balanced, right? And there because in most companies there are kind of three tiers of control, right? You've got and founders don't think of it this way because when you start a company, you are all three of these, right? You're the
mm,
executive team, you're the shareholders, and you're the board.
yeah.
Although there's oftentimes not even a formal
Mm,
board, right? But you're making all these decisions. As soon as you get bigger, you grow, then you start dividing this out and you say, well, I have shareholders, they own the company. And then I have a board of directors. And sometimes the shareholders uh, dictate who might be on the board of directors. In fact, they always dictate that because the shareholders vote those people in. But certain investors come in and require that before they come in that they have a seat on the board. So you have
mm,
the shareholders who ultimately control the company, but they give some of that power to the board of directors. And the board of directors controls the rest of the company, except they allow some of their power to be delegated to the executive team. And so a founder who starts a company ends up they own the whole thing, so they're the shareholders. They make all the decisions at both the board and the executive level, so they're everything. But as
mm,
soon as you bring an investor in, then you start seeing that control get shared, and when that control gets shared, as a founder, of course, you have a little bit less control. This is why you hear a lot of founders when they start raising money say, "Well, I think I think I'm going to need X dollars in the next 3 years, right? Like I
mm.
need around here, and I need around here, and I need around here. But if I give away too much right now, then by the time I get to my second or third round, I'm not going to have a majority of the company anymore." Some founders are okay with that, but as soon as you drop below majority, you no longer have control of the shareholder vote, right? And when you bring in directors in, you might start out with, it's just you and a buddy, or you and an investor and an independent person, but you have to really manage who's going to be on that board. You manage who invests in your company, and then you manage who's going to be on the board. If you want to have any control or say in how things play out at the end of the kind of the end of the later stages of your business.